So, everyone, thank you for coming to the latest episode here on A Healthy Dose of Fran. And while it's becoming a bit of a theme now, I'm talking to fantastic people who are creatives across the world. And today I have another fantastic guest for me here, and that is another Fran. I know it's phenomenal to even know that there are other people with my name. I know there are obviously other people, but meeting one is a phenomena in and of itself. So let me introduce the fantastic creator of what we are going to be talking about today, which is the Ivy fan film. That is creator Fran Campos. Fran, thank you so much for coming to speak with me today. It sounds weird. It's like I'm talking to myself, but I love it.
Thank you so much to you for inviting me to be here.
It's
It's
not a
a
problem
pleasure.
at all. It's I've been following you guys' project for a little while now, and it's amazing to see so many more creative people coming into the world. With everything that's been going on, this what was it, a decade now? No, it's like a year really, but it feels like a decade. But everything that's been going on, seeing more creative people come out into the world, including yourselves with the Ivy project, is just amazing. So, can you tell us a little bit about Ivy before we dive in a little further?
Yeah, Ivy is a fun thing about the origins of Poison Ivy, the iconic DC character, and it's like very special to me because Poison Ivy was always my favorite character in
Mm,
DC. I think it's a very powerful character. It's not really a villain. It's not really a bad woman. It's more complicated
mm,
than that. And I love that. I love her looks. I love her plot, her history, and I wanna explore more of that because I think Poison Ivy was very less represented in the media.
mm.
It's like you always see Catwoman, Harley Quinn, but Poison Ivy is not very usual. We don't usually see Poison Ivy in the media, so I wanna make a tribute to her with this project.
All right, brilliant. And from what I've seen so far, like everyone seems so really dedicated with your team as well. Like you've introduced some of the team on the Instagram profile as well, and you all seem just so dedicated to telling this story. Can you tell us a little bit about your team and how you guys came together?
Yeah, yeah. Well, Laura Avila, my main actress, who played Pamela Isley and Poison Ivy, she was a fantastic actress that I met years ago,
Mm,
and she worked. Well, we worked together as actors in a few projects because I was an actor before director. And in my first short film, Misfits, which was a fan film about Gem and the Holograms, she
ah,
played the role of Stormer. And we made the sequel on the 2 years ago, and we released this year. And in the sequel, she played the same role, and she do a fantastic job. And when I see her, when we start to work in the post production, I think on Ivy. I think to write a project about Ivy, and I always think on her
mm,
for the main character because she have this dual. She can work in this dual personality. She can be soft, innocent, and more calm woman, but inside her, she can play another different role in the
mm.
same character, and that's very complicated. And she can bring me that. So she's fantastic. And the other actor, well, Roxana Panero is a very famous interviewer, TV host here in Spain. And I meet her because she interviewed me a few times, and I think she going to be perfect on the role of Lana Larson.
Mm.
Jorge Porras is another fantastic actor. I never worked with him before, but I saw him in a few projects, and I always want to work with him. And when I offer him this role, and when he reads the script, he joins automatically, and he did a great job, like as Jason Woodrow. And well, the last member of the cast was Javier Zereto, who was normally a voice actor here in
Mm.
Spain, and he does a fantastic work, like as Alec Holland. I told him he is like the more bright character in the film, because the less dark character. And well, my crew is fantastic. I take some of the crew of my last project, Misfit Size. One of them was Jose Reef, my second unit director. Jose Reef is not only my second unit director. It's like a brother to me. It's my second hand
Mm.
in every project in all my career. He was my director in my first short film. He cheered me up to continue my work as a director, to start my work as a director, and helped me a lot. So I'm very grateful to him. And and the other crew, like Alex Fran, Oscar Ortega, um, Alex Varela, Jen Galvez, Mara Amador, everyone are fantastic, fantastic people. Very special. They work so hard. Yolanda and Miguel is a fantastic makeup artist who took 6 hours and a half of work to make Ivy. so
Wow.
so she was amazing, and every people was amazing. Pretty Fun are making a great soundtrack with Carmen Robles, and they are amazing. I can say another thing about them. They are the most incredible crew I can work with them.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing to hear that so many passionate and creative people came together to create this project. And just kind of to go into it a little bit more and use my fancy skills that I've learned from this stream. Um, what can you tell us about the inspiration behind the story of Ivy? And I know you touched on it briefly before, but why in particular did you want to bring this story to life?
Because I always admire the strong women.
Mm,
I always do. All my short films have the particularity that we have strong women in the main roles. And I think Ivy, Pamela Icy, is a very strong character in DC, a
mm,
very feminist character in DC. It's a very hard role, and it's a very inspired role.
mm,
And I want to make that story. I love the work in the Batman and Robin for Uma Thurman, like Poison Ivy, but it's a very different role that I'm going to show in my show film.
mm.
But the strong woman always inspire me. It's like my mom, my family women are always the most stronger people in my family, and that inspired my job, I think. So that's
Mm.
why the most important reason that I want to make this story.
Yeah, I hear that, and it makes a lot of sense. Like Poison Ivy is like a very interesting character in that regards. Like she sort of plays to both roles. Like she's a feminist character just in general. Like she is all about standing up for women, but also she's not afraid to use things to her advantage. She's like a well-rounded character. She's not like what people think of when they think of like the strong female character as someone who's just
Mm,
they're basically like a man, but a male character, but it's just a woman sort of case. But
mm,
the way you've spoken about this makes it clear that you care about her. Like she is a woman and she is a character who does things because that's just who she is. That's her role. So you kind of have dived into that a little bit more, and I like that because every time you do hear things like that, everyone always responds to that whole idea of the strong female character is, oh, it's just going to be the stereotype cliche of just they can do everything, they don't struggle.
yeah,
But I can tell from your passion and the fact that as well that you mentioned your mum and all these sort of things, like it's important to tell these stories, and it's not just for the sake of doing it, which unfortunately is the case more often than not. So I like hearing that passion about it, and it's just And from your mention as well of the Batman and Robin version, that kind of half leads into this follow-up question, which is, in comparison to the other versions in the past, admittedly as little as there have been of Ivy, what would you say you guys are bringing to her character that you would say maybe hasn't been seen before?
Because I think we don't see how they how she was before she transformed in Ivy. She was a human. She was a woman with a very strong passion for her career, her study, her work. We're going to see that. Ivy in the comic, and when we see Ivy in the media, we always see her like a very angry woman, and I think that is wrong, because why she's angry, why that anger, and why that character with the people, and why she take, because I read a comic about Ivy, and mostly people don't know, but Ivy is not always like this destructive woman with everything. No, she cared, for example, a lot for when I read the comic, when Gotham got devastated, she take care for all the orphans, and she take care all the orphans in her arms, and she protect them. So we're going to see in my field why why Pamela Isley got this anger, and why this transformation in her. Because when people pass through some things, we can fight in two ways. We can take two ways, and we're going to see this in her. We're going to see a very more human side of her.
Oh, that's brilliant. And I think that's definitely something, like, I know I'm not sure, maybe you've seen the Gotham TV show. I can't remember. Yeah. And they tried to do something similar with Ivy in that regard, but I always thought it fell a little flat. Like, they had those age time skips for some reason, and then they just ended up making her very vicious and very sexual character, which just felt very disingenuous to what we had originally come to know her as, like this young girl whose father was a criminal and all these sort of things, and was like a little bit odd but was still kind of human. So hearing that you are going to focus on this human side, I think is definitely something that unfortunately hasn't been done before, but I'm intrigued to see how you guys are going to do that and just get to know Ivy as a person and not just the seductress villain that she ends up seemingly becoming in the comics and the shows and films and such. So that's really cool to hear that that's what you guys are going to do in your film. And I suppose kind of talking about the film itself, like, I know that you guys are preparing to, was it your releases for March, isn't it, for Ivy, or am I wrong?
We want to release in March.
Okay. All right, I'm glad I got that date correct. So with you guys planning to release in March, are there kind of any current aspects of the project that are still needing to be worked on before, like, it finalizes and is released? And in that, I know you guys are non-profit as well, so is there any way for fans to get involved to help with the project and help support you guys in the lead up to its release and afterwards as well?
The best thing that fans can support us is visit our Instagram, our Facebook page, and sharing our project. And when we release, watch the project. Watch a lot of times and sharing with a lot of people. That's the best way that the fans can help us, because we are artists, and we love movies, we love comics, but this is our careers. We are actors, cameras, directors, filmmakers, and making films like Ivy, we are like mixing two passions. We use our passion for the comics for the comics, and we use that to follow our careers and then show our talents. So if people support that, we are done. We are happy with that.
All right, brilliant. Just in terms of watching, whereabouts will you guys be releasing the film when it's done? Will it be YouTube or?
Yeah, YouTube. We are going to release in YouTube. We're going to have a special ceremony here in our city in Spain.
Amazing.
Yeah, with the support of the main hall. And after that, we are going to release in YouTube for free too, so everybody can enjoy the film.
Oh, amazing, fantastic! And what I'll do is I'll make sure to link for everyone watching or listening as well. If the channel was up, I'll make sure to link that in the description for everyone, so they can go subscribe and hit the notification bell ahead of its release to help hype it up, guys. That is the way to do it. Support creatives, because that's all we have is support. To kind of follow up from that, so, and I mentioned this before at the beginning, and just seeing the way you talk about it and the way you've spoken about your cast and crew as well, I'm hoping everyone else as well, when they come to support and check you guys out on social media, can see the dedication and care that you have put into this project. And it's just amazing to see so many people come together, especially in the times we've had recently in 2020, and God, even in the start of 2021 as well. Little bit chaotic, but seeing people come together for creative projects is just amazing to see. So what can we as an audience expect from the final piece of the film? And I've just realized I've already asked this question, and where will it be able to watch? So you can ignore that one. Just what do you kind of want your audience to get out from the film? I suppose will be the main thing here.
I think if you love the comics, you're going to love the film. But if you don't know about Ivy before, like science fiction or even horror film or drama films, you're going to enjoy too. It's very open pumping. It's going to be a very personal project, a very dark one. It's going to be a little bit dark, and I think people going to enjoy this film. I'm going to get surprised for a project with non-profit and how hard we work to make this character to live. And you're going to discover some places here in our city and or Malaga that fits very well in the Gotham mythology, like Casa de los Navajas in Torremolinos is a fantastic place, and you're going to see that place at the Gotham Turkish Bath, and we have a fantastic botanical gardens that you're going to see in the films, and we are so proud that they let us film there because it's a very impressive place, and all that aesthetic, all that places, you're going to enjoy that in the films. You're going to appreciate that in the film.
Oh, amazing! But I'm already kind of like picturing it in my head, and I'm excited because that just sounds amazing. You've got the location sound incredible, the cast and crew sound incredible. I'm intrigued to the storyline. I know you won't tell me much because spoilers, but I'm just excited to see what it is, and it sounds like a really cool project. I know that you guys have been speaking with Teen Titans Rise, who obviously another DC fan project.
Love it. It's amazing what they are doing with
I know.
Teen Titans Rise.
I'm so glad that they introduced me to you guys, because I found the Ivy fan film through Teen Titans Rise. So I'm so glad I found you guys as well. And I think that's the thing, just seeing the community between fan creators boosting each other up and helping share everything about them and all these sort of things, and driving more people to other fan creators and just kind of spreading the word. It's just, oh gosh, sorry, I hit my microphone there. It's just such a beautiful thing to see that a community is coming together to support each other as much as they can, and it was just such a lovely thing to see. So I'm thankful to Teen Titans Rise for introducing me to the Ivy fan film, and also to yourself, because I've found another Fran, which is always amazing. But I suppose just kind of on that, just to slowly, I guess, wrap things up a little bit. Just from this, before we go, we'll probably chat a little bit more because I'm British. We don't know when to shut up. But can you tell the watchers and listeners here where they can find you guys on social media and how they can support you, your cast and crew, and the fantastic Ivy film?
You can find us in Instagram, Ivy Fan Film, okay, all together, Ivy Fan Film, and in Facebook with the same name, Ivy Fan Film. You can find us there and see all the pics, all the articles we made and posters with the characters, all the actors, all the crew are there, and you can follow for the next updates for Ivy.
All right, brilliant. And guys, all that will be linked in the description, so you guys can basically just go straight there and drop them a follow. And if anyone is feeling, very supportive, be sure to shout them out in Instagram stories or on Facebook, and just drive more people to the page so more people can get involved and find and learn about the fantastic Ivy fan film and the brilliant cast and crew involved. Fran, thank you so much for coming to speak with me. It's been so lovely speaking with you and learning more about the project as well. And I hope this interview with you here will help more people come and find the film and support you guys when it releases.
I want to say thanks to you for this fantastic podcast, for this fantastic project where you support all these artists around the world. It's amazing, and I can be more grateful to you for this interview. And thanks to the people to follow us. And I hope you enjoy the upcoming Ivy film.
Of course, it's absolutely my pleasure. Firstly, it just means that I get to meet some fantastic people. And yeah, I know the fan creators and the creators across the world, they're just so dedicated that seeing their dedication and the fact that they are making something as well, going out there and making something, and like seeing all the things that you guys have been posting on your Instagram of the behind the scenes of the cast and crew, it's just incredible to see that people are going out and doing this, and it's inspiring, and I hope it inspires other people. So again, thank you, and thank you also for your thanks to me. That was lovely. I appreciate that very much. So to everyone watching and listening, I hope you guys go and support the Ivy fan film, and yeah, all links in the description box. And well, we'll see how this goes with the Ivy fan film coming out. Is there a date in March yet, or is it just March currently?
Yeah, in March. We are going to release around last days of March.
Last days of March. All right, guys, keep an eye out for that, and I will see you guys.
Just to be clear, you don't find this charming, right?
No.
Okay, cool.
No.
Yeah.